Hey everybody, it's Heather and welcome to Mystic Musings. It is October 2nd and I'm so excited because that means they were just a little bit of days away from Halloween. Yeah. Today we're going to talk about Samhain, spelled like Samhain, which makes no sense to me. Anyway, so I wanted to just kind of do like a little bit of a history of what the heck it is and why people think it's bad. So I don't know about you guys, but anytime I talk about my love for Halloween, for Samhain, people immediately are like, I just can't. That's pagan. And I'm like, oh, everything's pagan. Accept it. Let's have fun. I love Halloween. So, yeah, I'm really just doing this video for complete personal reasons because I feel like it's time that people knew the truth. So let's talk about it. Like I said, people immediately think pagan, Wiccan, evil even, which I don't understand, black witchcraft kind of stuff. I mean, it's just... So what is it really? Well, Samhain, or Halloween as we know it today, had its beginnings in ancient pre-Christian Celtic festival of the dead. We're off to a good start. So the Celtic people divided the year by 4 major holidays. Their calendar year began on the day corresponding to November 1st or All Saints' Day on our present calendar. We'll get there. So the date marked the beginning of winter season. Because they were pastoral, this meant it was a time to move cattle, it was a time to move sheep, other livestock into closer pastures and secure them for winter months and to harvest crops. So this basically was a really important time just for their well-being to know when to start moving things. This was good. It signified something. The festival was called Samhain and was the most significant holiday of the Celtic year. They believed it was the time when the ghosts of the dead were most easily able to walk amongst us, which is still kind of the idea of Halloween. You know, the veil is the thinnest, and it's when you're closest to sort of all of your long lost relatives. Some very weird sound just happened outside, and I don't know if you can hear it in this video, but the timing was spot on. So anyway, at this time, the souls of those who died during the year traveled to the other world. So it was kind of a big closure thing too, because everyone, from what I understand, basically would have been in that sort of purgatory in between, and then on Samhain, that's when they were able to move on, which I think is really pretty cool. My dog is currently eating a plastic baby arm. It's a little disconcerting every time I look over. That's from a video that's gonna happen later this month. Can't wait. Anyway, so here's where it gets a little bit not what we do today. Maybe you do. More power to you. But people would gather to sacrifice animals, fruits, and other food and drink items, vegetables, to the otherworldly people. They would also use this time to light bonfires in order to honor the dead and help them find their way simultaneously, keeping them away from the living. Which I think, isn't that why we have jack-o'-lanterns? Did I make that up? I really gotta stop just improvising. I'm gonna get in trouble with my history, but I'm pretty sure I'll look it up if I remember. So this was done to help them find their way, not just because the veil being thin allowed for your deceased friends and family to come through, but also fairies and evil spirits. So it wasn't that they were trying to avoid their relatives, it was that they were trying to avoid the bad stuff. So later, as with just about every other festival, Christian missionaries attempted to change the religious practices of the Celtic people because none of us are ever happy unless we're changing people's minds. That bothers me. The idea was to wipe out pagan holidays, and the Christians succeeded. In 601 AD, Pope Gregory I issued a now famous edict to his missionaries concerning the native beliefs and customs of the people he wanted to convert. He didn't want to take things away from the Celtic people, so they just adjusted things. So for instance, the tree that was used to worship Odin became our Christmas tree, and we got Santa Claus and stuff like that down the line. We'll definitely do a video on that in December, because it's just interesting to know where these things got their start. And so that was set for December 25th, not because that's when Jesus was born, but because that went ahead and kind of tied everything together. And so it tied in with the midwinter celebration of the Celtic. And then St. John's Day was set on the summer solstice. But yeah, so, which, I mean, is kind of a nice compromise. But that's why if you ever hear people saying, you know, well, Jesus wasn't born on December 25th, that's not his birthday. It's not because people are like agnostic or atheist and angry at us people that celebrate Christmas. It's because that's actually factual. So it's just interesting, you know, to kind of see the way that things all move together. But I'm digressing. We're in a different holiday now. So Samhain, though, with its emphasis on the supernatural, was decidedly pagan, and not just pagan in the way that it was kind of pre-Christian, but pagan like, ooh, that kind of freaks us out. Let's not talk about dead people. And so it was deemed as being evil and associated with the devil, because that makes it sound extra scary. As representatives of the rival religion, Druids were considered evil, worshippers of demonic gods and spirits. So like, everybody here just gets basically a really terrible reputation. Celtic belief in supernatural creatures persisted, and the church tried to brand them as malicious. So instead of you being able to say like, oh, okay, well, like the idea of your God makes sense to me, but I also think that this makes sense and this makes sense. That was happening at a time where people weren't super open-minded. So instead of them saying like, okay, sure, let's try to see your side, they were like, no, that's bad. Like, you're going to be horribly punished if you feel that way. So that's evil, and you need to understand that that's evil. So therefore, followers of the old religion went into hiding and were branded as witches. You see what's happening now. So the Christian Feast of All Saints was assigned to November 1st to substitute for Samhain, to draw the devotion of the Celtic peoples, and finally to replace it forever. It didn't happen, but it certainly made an impact. And then of course, you know, you had all these Druids that were having to go underground, and because they were being accused of witchcraft, they were then executed. Later on, we had, of course, the Salem witch trials that you all know about. And so that's why it was just so driven by fear. So the point of this video is not that Christianity is bad. I'm a Christian. I'm sorry if that upsets you, but that's just the fact. But the point of this video is to say that Samhain is not this terrible, evil thing. It's just, like a lot of other things, been misconstrued, misinterpreted, and then changed a lot to the point that now people are like, no, that's evil. Like, don't you know that's evil? When really the reason we feel like it's evil, or some people believe it's evil, is because that's sort of the idea that was put into society, that these people were wrong, these people were right, and there was really no middle ground aside from kind of tying holidays together and calling them something else. So anyway, you know, the next time somebody says, oh, Halloween, it's evil, I hate it, you can say, actually, no, but I understand where you're coming from, so happy Samhain. And then maybe don't, or maybe do, and then tell me what happens. That might be a really interesting conversation you have with the person. But yeah, so that's it. And I hope you guys learned something. I hope that this made sense. Hope that no one thinks that I'm trying to say something I'm not. Right. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and let me know if you learned something. Let me know if you have more to add. Let me know if you completely disagree with me and feel like everything I said is a lie. That's cool too. We can talk about it. I will see you guys tomorrow. I hope you have a phenomenal night, day, whatever time it is. Thanks for watching. Bye!